Gunners fan, welcome back to the channel. Arsenal have confirmed the arrival of their 23-man squad ahead of Wednesday's third-round Carabao Cup tie against Port Vale, with manager Mikel Arteta expected to ring the changes for the midweek encounter. The fixture provides the perfect platform for squad rotation, with several fringe players and youngsters likely to be handed valuable minutes. Speaking at his pre-match press conference on Tuesday at the SAKA Realty Training Centre, Arteta outlined his plan to give opportunities to players who have featured less frequently so far this season. Goalkeeper Arrizabalaga was among those name-checked by the manager as a guaranteed starter, with Arteta praising the Spaniard's professionalism and commitment despite limited game time. "Yes, it's a lot of players that are going to take part in that, and they fully deserve the minutes," Arteta said. "Keeper for sure is one of them. He's been with us, his attitude, the way he supports us in every aspect of his role in the best possible manner. All this as well. They deserve more minutes than what they're getting." Among the most intriguing storylines is the involvement of teenage sensation Max Dowman. The young midfielder has impressed with his cameos in the senior side and recently found the net again for Arsenal's under-21s during their 3-2 victory over Wolves. Arteta admitted that integrating Dowman into first-team football is a careful balancing act. The coaching staff are managing factors ranging from training intensity and diet to sleep patterns and lifestyle adjustments as the youngster adapts to a completely new environment. "We need to change his times, we need to change his education, probably his allocation and where he is with his family," Arteta explained. "His diet is different, his sleep patterns become different, the training load is different, the amount of information, pressure, exposure is different. So we have to manage a lot of factors." Arteta also reflected on Dowman's early training sessions with senior players, revealing that the youngster had to earn respect quickly. "At the beginning, they responded immediately. Kick him, that was the first one. And Max, to be fair, he was excellent, stood up and got into the next one." Arteta smiled. "Now everybody loves him. He's such a nice boy, very much liked by everybody here, and we just want to give him the best chance to exploit his talent." Arteta also provided updates on the fitness of several first-team regulars. Noni Madueke remains under assessment after picking up a knee issue during the weekend's 1-1 draw with Manchester City, while Bukayo Saka made his return in that fixture and is expected to be carefully managed over the coming days. The likes of Martin Ødegaard, Piero Hincapié, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus remain sidelined, but Arsenal's depth ensures plenty of options for the Port Vale tie. With a demanding fixture list ahead, Arteta's rotation policy will be crucial. Alongside Kepa and Dowman, several players on the fringes of the squad are in line for a chance to impress. The Carabao Cup has often served as a stage for Arsenal's younger talents to stake their claim, while also keeping senior players sharp and motivated. The arrival of Arsenal's 23-man squad at Port Vale signals the start of an important evening for Arteta's men. One where opportunity meets expectation. With the manager set to shuffle his pack, the spotlight will be on those players eager to prove themselves, particularly rising star Max Dowman, who continues to capture the imagination of fans and teammates alike. For Arsenal, the Carabao Cup may not be the season's top priority, but it offers a valuable chance to build momentum, nurture emerging talent, and give much-needed minutes to the wider squad. All eyes will be on how the Gunners blend youth and experience under the lights tonight. On the other side, Arsenal's injury situation continues to be a story of both setbacks and progress, as Mikel Arteta's squad juggles the return of key players alongside fresh concerns. The Gunners, who secured a late draw against Manchester City thanks to Gabriel Martinelli's stoppage-time equaliser, now face renewed fitness worries that could impact their momentum in the coming weeks. The Emirates crowd was lifted by the sight of Bukayo Saka returning to action, adding much-needed spark and balance to Arteta's attacking options. Yet the joy was tempered by the withdrawal of Noni Madueke during the first half. While captain Martin Ødegaard and new signing Piero Hincapié were both absent from the squad entirely. These developments highlight the fine margins Arsenal are working with as they aim to sustain a strong start to the season. For captain Martin Ødegaard, it has been a difficult few weeks. The Norwegian playmaker, who had only just recovered from a shoulder injury sustained earlier in the campaign, was forced off after just 18 minutes in the clash with Nottingham Forest a little over a week ago. That setback, described by Mikel Arteta as very similar to the one he suffered against Leeds in August, has once again sidelined him. In his own program notes before the City game, Ødegaard admitted his frustration, calling it really bad luck to suffer the same injury twice in quick succession after over a decade without similar issues. Arteta later confirmed that the skipper was not fit enough even for the bench. Arsenal are hopeful that Ødegaard could make his return away to Newcastle on September 28th, but for now, the team must once again adapt without their influential leader in midfield. Another blow came during the clash with Manchester City, as summer signing Noni Madueke was forced off at half-time, despite being Arsenal's brightest attacking outlet in the first half. Arteta later revealed that the winger had been carrying an issue from the early stages of the game and was unable to continue after the break. The concern now centres on his right knee, with scans carried out on Monday to determine the severity of the problem. At this stage, no official return date has been set, leaving Arsenal fans anxiously waiting to see how long they may be without one of their most dynamic wide players. Another curious development surrounded defender Piero Hincapié, who was a surprise absentee from the matchday squad against Manchester City. The Ecuadorian had made a brief appearance in midweek against Athletic Club, but was nowhere to be seen at the weekend. Arteta confirmed ahead of kickoff that Hincapié was unavailable, without giving further details on the nature of his absence. While his setback is not yet fully explained, his situation will be one to monitor closely, particularly as Arsenal look to rotate defensive options in a busy schedule. On a more positive note, Kai Havertz is continuing his recovery from knee surgery and has shown encouraging progress. The German international is now walking freely and has begun loading the knee while also resuming light training activities. Although Arteta remains cautious about setting a timescale, the club expects Havertz to be sidelined until November. His determination to accelerate his recovery is well known, but the medical team is keen to ensure the midfielder returns in peak condition. Meanwhile, Gabriel Jesus continues to recover from the serious anterior cruciate ligament injury that required major surgery. The Brazilian striker is now back on the training ground doing individual ball work, a positive step in his long journey back to fitness. However, Arsenal have taken a cautious approach, leaving him out of their Champions League squad for the league phase, which runs until January. Arteta confirmed that the earliest expectation for his return to full training is December, with competitive action likely to follow in the new year. Fans will be hoping for a faster-than-expected comeback, but patience remains the watch. On the other side, after battling to a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Manchester City at the weekend, Arsenal were back on the training pitches early this morning as preparations began for their upcoming EFL Cup fixture against Port Vale on Wednesday night. The quick turnaround meant there was little time to dwell on Sunday's result, and Mikel Arteta wasted no time in shifting the focus toward ensuring his side maintain momentum across all competitions. Today's session brought together the entire senior squad alongside a group of promising academy players, reflecting the club's strategy of blending experienced professionals with youthful energy. The younger talents were not simply filling numbers, they trained fully with the senior side, benefiting from the intensity and standards demanded during these sessions. For Arteta, it was an opportunity to give emerging prospects valuable exposure, while also ensuring that his first-team squad remained sharp and focused. The session itself was divided into several key phases. Players who featured heavily against Manchester City were put through lighter recovery drills at first, focusing on mobility, stretching and controlled passing routines to ease the strain of Sunday's demanding contest. The rest of the squad, including those who were not heavily involved at the weekend, underwent a more rigorous program designed to maintain match sharpness. Ball circulation and quick combination play were central to the exercises, with the coaching staff emphasizing tempo and precision under pressure. There was a clear focus on building fluidity in attacking transitions, something that will be important against Port Vale, where Arsenal are expected to dominate possession and create chances against a compact defensive structure. Defensive organization also featured heavily, with drills focused on maintaining compact lines and quickly regaining shape after losing the ball. Small-sided games were used later in the session to simulate match conditions. These provided both senior and academy players with the chance to showcase their tactical awareness, creativity, and intensity in a competitive environment. The pace was relentless, reflecting Arteta's insistence on consistency regardless of opposition. The young players adapted impressively, showing not just technical ability, but also the work ethic required to operate at first-team level. Physical conditioning was another cornerstone of the morning, as fitness coaches put the squad through a demanding series of endurance and agility routines, with fixtures coming thick and fast. Ensuring players can recover quickly while sustaining high performance levels is a key part of the training schedule. The coaching team closely monitored workloads, ensuring balance between physical exertion and recovery. Perhaps most encouraging for the staff was the level of cohesion displayed throughout the group. Senior figures led by example, setting the tone for the session, while academy players followed with enthusiasm and determination. The collective energy around the camp suggested that the squad remains fully focused, with no signs of fatigue or complacency following the draw with City. As attention now turns firmly toward the EFL Cup, Arteta faces decisions about squad rotation. The blend of senior and academy players in training indicates that opportunities may be handed to younger talents on Wednesday, supported by experienced teammates to ensure balance. Today's session, however, underlined that whoever takes the field against Port Vale will be prepared to meet the high standards expected. Arsenal's return to training was productive and purposeful. Recovery, tactical sharpness, and squad integration were the key themes, with the presence of academy players reinforcing the long-term vision of building for the future while competing on multiple fronts. With spirits high and preparation well underway, the Gunners will look to carry their momentum into the EFL Cup and continue their quest for silverware this season.